our first little bit to look at, as you see on the screen there, is the trial balance. So the trial balance is the starting point of being able to prepare financial statements. It's not really a financial statement in itself, but it's the information from the accounting system to be able to use it and generate financial statements. So last time we finished with this. We did a little T account walkthrough, and we went and saw, well, do the debits equal the credits? And so we actually had a look at each of the account balances. So we had a balance for bank, we had a balance for equipment, we had a balance for vehicle, then we had a balance for sales, being a credit balance, interest paid, and then capital, again, a credit balance. And our debits equal our credits. So this is the trial balance. So this is the balancing of accounts. So you can do a quick search at this point and see what it does. But it does take all of the account balances, all of the closing balances of each of the accounts. And this might be at the end of a month, at the end of a year, after you've recorded all the transactions, and then we can use it to help generate financial statements. Okay, so here we go. So we transfer the balance of each account onto this list, the trial balance. And our hope is that it balances, debits equals credits. If it does, yeah, you've probably done it right. But there are some limitations to the trial balance. So if you've missed out a transaction completely, well, the trial balance will still balance, but your answer won't be correct. Okay? So if you've completely missed that we purchased a vehicle for $10,000, you won't have anything in vehicles, and your bank balance will be incorrect by $10,000. So those are, if you miss a transaction, that's going to be a mistake. The other part is if you have put a transaction into the wrong account, then the trial balance will still balance, but again, the answer won't be right. So instead of calling it vehicles, maybe you called it stationery and put there that it's $10,000 of stationery. Again, it's still going to balance, but the account balances are not going to be correct because it's going to look like your stationery bill is huge for the year. Now, if you have done a trial balance and it doesn't balance, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes it does happen. It does mean that you do have to work through and figure out where you've gone wrong. So here's some things to think about. Maybe you've recorded the debit side, but maybe you've missed the credit side. Or alternatively, you've got the credit in there, but you've missed the debit side. The other one that I haven't put there is maybe you've accidentally put two debits or two credits. That's also a common one. Point number 3, maybe you've calculated the balance of the T account incorrectly. So re-go through, add up each side, and calculate the balance properly. Number 4, maybe you've just recorded the incorrect figure from the T account. So maybe it's $10 instead of $100. These are pretty common errors if you're doing it by hand. If you're doing it in an accounting system, well, it'll probably be in balance anyway. So this is just for your practice. What else have we got here? So, why do we use it? Well, this is a main reason why we use the trial balance. We get all the trial balance and then we label each account to what element it is. So we label our revenue, we label our expenses, we label our assets, we label our liabilities, and we label our owner's equity. Okay, this is why we do it, because once we've labelled it, we can then use those items in the financial statement that they relate to. So 2 of them relate to the income statement. So we'll see this in a second. It's revenue and expenses. You've got 3 left: assets, liabilities, owner's equity. Those 3 relate to the balance sheet. All up, you're going to use all 5 elements in the financial statements. But this is where you can go through and allocate which element are they. Colour code them if you want. Personally, I would do revenue and expenses one colour, and the rest another colour. And that way you can go through and easily pick out which one you need for the income statement and balance sheet. Okay, so that's a bit about the trial balance. This is the starting point for preparing your financial statements.